Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel again, and in this video we are going to talk about curves, how we can draw curves out of any image or any widget, and that is quite interesting, right? So if you are not familiar with how we can cut line and how we can clip an image, so just need to watch my video of clipping, which you can go to by clicking on the card above. So what we will do, we will create a curve, and we'll see how we can do some stuff with the curve. So let's do one thing. Let's have, so first of all, an image here. So we can say here body, okay, and we can say in the body that we want in the center, what we want a child, and we can say new clip path, okay. And here in the clip path we will have a child, which is new image dot network. We will fetch an image from the network, and here we will specify, oh, what happened, something went wrong, I don't know. So here what we will do, let's just close this. What we want an image, so we will copy the image from here, the URL from here, and we will paste it here. That looks good, okay. So now let's just run this application and see what we get. So we should get image here, and then yeah, so this is the image which we are getting. Let's just do one more thing. Let's just give some padding here, if we get padding with this. No, so let's just add padding with this. So we got this image with padding, okay. Now this clip path class gives us another property, which is very interesting, clipper, which takes a new my clipper class, which I will just make. And this clipper class, what it will do, let's say class my clipper, okay, this is correct, and it extends this custom clipper, okay. And this takes generic, so we will pass the path as the generic parameter, okay. Now it will say me to ask two methods to override these two methods. One is the should reclip, which I just don't want to do, so I will return false, okay. And we want to return a path, okay. So if you are not familiar with my video, so this basically takes the size of the image, or the whatever the child which is specified here, that in this case this is an image. So this will return us the path is basically like we want to draw something over this image, okay. We want to draw the portion which we want, okay. So let's say I'm just demonstrating it here. So this is the image, okay. What path will do, path will say us that please draw a line to select the portion of your image. So let's say I want to select this portion, okay. Then what will happen, path will return the new path, and the new path will give us this portion only, and deletes this portion, okay. So it will delete this portion. So this is the thing which path do, okay. So we have already seen this in our clip lining example. Now what we will do, so we will return a new path, but this time we want a curve, right? So let's do one thing. Let's say variable path is equal to new path, okay. First of all, this is the most important thing for us, okay, to create a new instance of this class, okay. So we have this path now, which is empty as of now, you can say that. And now let's draw a line from this, okay. So from X, I'm not going to explain this because I have already explained this in my another video. So line 2, let's say we want to go from the 0.0 to Y, which is size dot height, okay. This is good. So what it will do, it will just let's draw this again, once again. Let's say this is our image, okay. So what it will do is, this is one more thing, let's just do it by another line. So this is our 0.0, our image starts from, sorry for my bad design, so this is looks good, and this is the 0.0 where our current pointer is, okay, and our image starts from here. Now what we did just right now, we said that we want to draw a line from 0 to 0 to size dot height. That means the x-axis will be 0.0, okay, and size dot height is this, okay, this is the size of the height of the image, okay. So that is why y is size dot height and 0.0, because x didn't change, x-axis is still the same, okay, we are still on the same line, okay. I am just redrawing it, but it is actually going from here to here, okay. So that is what happening. Now we want to perform some curve here, okay. From here, let's say we want something like this, okay, and then we want this, so this will give us a line. We want this portion only, okay, this portion, the portion in the this purple line, okay. So first of all we will draw this, and then we can make a curve out of this from here to here like this, okay. So that we will also see. So what we will do as of now, we will say, now we are here, now we want to go from, let's just change the color again, and now we are here at this point, now we want to go here from here. So if you see at the final destination here, x is now size dot width, okay, and y is actually half of this height, okay, y is half of this height, it is just from here to here, okay. So what we can say here, we will say path dot line to size dot width, x is size dot width, and height is around size dot height by 2, let's say, okay. We will see, we will also change this if needed. Now we are here, let's just choose another color, which is this color. Now we are here at this point, now we want to go back to here at this point. So here x is not changing, x is still the same, so we are saying path dot line to size dot width, which is still the same, but y here becomes 0.0 because we are back to 0.0, so we can say here 0.0, okay. Now we want to go back to this portion to complete this image, okay. So to go to the initial value, what we do, we just close the path, okay, to go to the initial pointer. So that is what we needed to do. Now let's restart it and see what output we got. Oh sorry, we forgot to return the path, so let's return the path, whatever path we have drawn. Let's restart it and we should get the, yeah, see, this is what we wanted, this is what we were looking for, and we got this image. That's right. Now we want to draw some curves, right? So that is the important part now. So let's just give me some space here. Why I am giving it, because when we I want to delete this portion of code, so sorry for that if you are not able to understand. Oh, this is resyncing my project, okay, sorry. So if we see here, then this first line is saying us that we went from this path to this, okay. Now rather than going from this to this, we have to go from this to this, but now we want to go into curves, okay. So let's draw it, okay. So before this line we will draw a curve, okay. So for drawing a curve, we call it a Bezier curve, okay. So this is what we said, path dot quadratic Bezier, okay. What it takes two parameters, okay. First one is x1 y1, it actually takes 4 parameters, but 2 points. First is x1 y1 and second is x2 y2. What it means, so let me just explain here. So it takes a control point. Okay, control point, let's say, sorry for bad handwriting here because I don't know how to use it properly and my mouse is not that good in this term. Okay, and another one is end point. Okay, I guess it is clearly visible. So first one is control point and second one is end point. So how we will deal with it? So here if you see this point, this, oh, let's just change the color again. Let's take this one. Okay, so this point from where we want to draw this curve, let's just draw it from, okay, let's just draw it from a little bit upside. Okay, so let's say we want to draw like this. Okay, so this point from we are starting, this is called an end point. Okay, and this, the curved part, let me just redraw it again because I don't think it is looking good. So let's do one thing, let's just delete this portion of the code. Okay, let's just redraw it back. So let's say let's just, so this was our image. Okay, and now we can redraw it. So let's use this red now, and let's say we want to this, we want this curve, so we can say this and then this. So before moving this, let's draw this one line extra. So here this is the end point. End point is denoted by this this icon, this color. So this is our end point, this is our end point, and this is our end point, which is on the line. Okay, now for this curve we want some control points. So one control point P would be here, which I am just going, so this is one control point and this is another control point. Now you can understand from this example, I guess, if I just show you by zooming it. So here you can see the this amber color, which is the kind of orange color, is the control points, and this cyan color is the end points. Okay, so what it control point do, it does not draw the curve, it is a kind of a magnet. Okay, so what will happen when the line was like when the line is drawing, so what will happen, it will start from here, but this control point will attract it towards it and it will go like this. Okay, now it reaches here, and then this, while going from here to this point, this control point attracts it. Okay, so this is like you never know how it will behave, but this is how it works. Okay, so let's, I tried to explain this. I'm not sure whether I was successful or not in doing that. So you can see that it takes a control point from this. So let's just try to give it the control points. And so let's say we want first of all the first end point. Okay, so we will say new offset. Offset is basically the way of giving the points. You can directly use it, there's no need of doing that, but let's just we don't want to make it complicated, that is why we are using it. So let's say first our first end point is our x would be 0.0 and size dot height will be y minus, let's say, 20. Okay, so what we are doing, we are going from here to here only till this, not the full height. Let's just decrease 20 from that height. Okay, or you can decrease 15 from that height. Okay, it's all your wish. Now let's take our first control point. Okay, so control point, and let's say this is a new offset, and it takes a value 0, x and y. So first control point is here, right, and the x is here, like if you see, it is just more than 0. Okay, so we can say here it is like 15 or 20, yeah, it is like 20.0. okay, and dy, the height is here, it is like half, or not half, this is the point actually. So it is like let's say size dot height minus maybe 20, 30. What do you say? More than half, right? So more than half is like let's say half plus 20. Okay, so this is what we can say. You don't have to, totally so you can change it, right? And now we will draw a curve here. So let's say the first endpoint dot dx and the first endpoint dot dy. So this is our endpoints. Now x2 will take our control point. So first control point dot dx and the first control point dot dy. Okay, got my point? So now this is what our this quadratic Bezier do. Okay, now we are reached to this point. Now our control point is this. Okay, this one is now our endpoint. Sorry. So what we will do the same thing. Just let's copy and paste it and define our second point. Okay, now it should be work. Okay, so this is our second endpoint. So let's say second endpoint, and this is our second control point. Okay, so now this second endpoint is the width is half of the width. So we can say here the x is size dot width by 2. Okay, because it looks like half of the width, and the y here is like more than maybe 10. Okay, so we can say size dot height by 2 and plus 10. Okay, you can just maybe you can divide it by the 1/4 of the screen or something like that, 1/4 of the image. So it is totally your choice. I am just doing it for experimental purposes. So now second control point is located here. This is the width of like size dot width minus, let's say 20 or 30, whatever it is, and the height is around size dot height plus, let's say it is like maybe more than 20. What do you say? The previous size was I guess I was pretty wrong about it. So it is like size dot height, let's do some minus 20 or something. Okay, it looks good. Not minus 20, let's say minus 30. Sorry, here it should not be like this. Here minus 30. Okay, so we have this one. Now we will just replace this second control point, second endpoint, and then second control point. I know this can be this little bit tricky for you to understand at first, but once you will familiar with this, then it will be kind of easy. I'm trying to define it very the easiest way I can do. So we are now reached to this point. Okay, now we are here in this control point. Now we want to go to this point. Here what it is similar to this path dot line to size dot width and size dot height by 2. So we have already designed it, and then we are going to this 0.0. So we are done. Now let's just rerun this app and let's see what we get from the output, whether any curve was designed or not. So I'm not sure whether the values are correct or not, but we can fix it. Okay, we'll see how it should work. So that's not the problem at all. And here you can see something bad has happened. I don't know what it is, but it has designed something it is not looking good actually. So what we can do, we can redesign it. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's choose our first endpoint again and see what we can do. So it is saying that is 0.0. okay, first endpoint. Whether it is 0.0 or not, or I have done something wrong. Let me just, oh sorry, the thing is that we have to define the control point first here. okay, and then we need to define the endpoints. Okay, so that is my mistake. This is totally my mistake, sorry for that. So we need to change this endpoint, because the endpoint would be like this one first of all. So this endpoint is our first endpoint. We'll just copy this and we can just delete this because we don't want this. So first control point, if we see, so it is like 20.0 size dot width. Okay, that is not bad. And this is like size dot height maybe, or height by 2. So this is what we are trying to achieve. Now let's just change this value to first endpoint. Let's just copy it from here to here. Okay guys, I don't know what kind of value it is giving at as of now. I don't know how it will give it. So let's just do this operation, this first endpoint. Let's just do some what I am going to do. I am just going to put some values which I have already defined in my you can say when I was practicing it. So you can just copy and paste from there, so that your time is not wasted that much, which I have already wasted. So here you can say return path, because I'm not able to remember exactly. It takes some time while defining these points. So I have just copied and pasted from my earlier project. So what happens here is, let me just tell you, this quadratic Bezier takes control point as first parameter and endpoint as second, which we were doing earlier, and we have defined some values here already. So let's now just restart this and see. And here we have this curve. Okay, so the thing is that you need to do some mathematics operation here to get this expected output. It can be little tricky while doing this, so it takes so much experiments while doing this. You need to have this kind of graph on copy, and you can perform some operations. You can check the values of x and y, and then you can define the values here. So that would be much easier to do rather than experimenting like this. So that is why I didn't wanted to waste your time. So that is why I just had some earlier values which I copied and pasted it here. So this is about curving, guys, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed, then like the video. If you didn't, then you can dislike the video. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to my channel. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a good Flutter day. Okay, bye bye, take care.